I want to start off by saying Happy Valentine's Day to all of the women across the world, and a special Happy Valentine's Day to the women under the sound of my voice. But I ran into some things just in this one week that I want to speak about in this video. Um, you know, I spoke about in my message to the Black Community, Volume 26, Episode 26, about how it's about to get hard for Black people. And I spoke about it in that particular episode. I've been speaking about it probably for the last year, but I spoke about it in that particular episode 26 of my series I titled Black Message to the Black Community, because of a situation that took place that's similar to some of the situations that I'm about to speak about. Right now, if you're raising children, if you're thinking about leaving your job that you might have had, that's a good job, but you're just thinking about something different, make sure you have an education, meaning a degree. Now, why do I say that? Because see, when you have a degree, certain companies have to give you a job. But with the ending of DEI, it's going to, and again, I think I made the, excuse me, I did episode 26 of Message to the Black Community, but I've spoken about this before that. I think our first time I spoke about it was these two Black chicks were in a airport, and a situation took place with a customer, and they was acting at work as if they was on the corner in the projects. I bet you're not getting on your flight. I bet you're not getting on your flight, and just acting a complete, I'm talking about utter nonsense. And to come to find out, this guy ended up suing that airport. So reason why I say that if you're Black, you're raising Black children, make sure they have some form of degree. Because again, that means they are entitled to a job. Somebody have to give them a job. But as far as, we're going to hire this Black person to meet a quota, we're going to hire this Black person because they're good for business, all that is out the window. Black people working for your company, in most situations, of course, not all, but a lot of them are bad for business. And the thing about that is, Black people don't build anything. They don't build, they don't create. So, and what I mean by they don't build and they don't create, it's no Black Walmarts, there's no Black airports, there's no Black nothing of substance, something that the world uses and the world needs to the point where it can be monetized in different states and sometimes even worldwide. Black people don't create. They don't build anything like that. Yeah, they may have a mom and pop store or a restaurant in a couple of towns, or they may own a club. But outside of catching footballs, dancing and singing, Black people don't create nothing that creates job for other people to create them to be millionaires. And even in the people that I just named, like the athletes, the singers, the entertainers, their whole entourage, their whole crew, their whole business, I mean, all of the people that they employ are either white or Jewish, because they understand, again, that most people are bad, but most Black people are bad for business, and they don't always have integrity. I don't want to speak about everybody, but most of them don't have integrity. They don't. And most Black people, of course, know how they operate, so they don't hire people to be put in positions of accountant or publicist, because they know how they people are. Now, some of these rappers, they'll have an entourage of their homeboys, which is human shields, when they go out to a club to perform. But when you talk about NBA players and people that's, the Black people who have gain wealth because of their talent, all of the people they hire, whether it be management, publicists, accountant, be white people or Jewish most of the time. And so when you have a race of people like that that don't build, don't create, we have to depend on the people of the world who do create, who do build, who do open corporations, which is the white people, the Jewish people. And we are at a point now of no return. Nobody wants to hire us. I tell people all the time, people like Jasmine Crockett, they said black Jasmine Crockett set black women back 40 years. Why do I say that? Because that's why they always put on, I hear a lot of conservatives say, why they keep putting her on TV? Why they keep putting her on TV? They putting her on TV to show the world, this is why we do not give them promotion. We may have to hire them because they go get these degrees, but this is why and they don't have to hire you now. They probably will, but they don't have to. Because again, as I always speak about, when you create your own business, when you create the rules, you can break the rules. So they don't have to do anything. But if you got a degree, they'll give you a shot. But again, going to Jasmine Crockett, she set black women back 40 years because the world is looking at her saying, they said, this is a woman who has a lot. Listen, because I want to make sure y'all get an understanding where I'm coming from. Not only does this woman have a law degree, she come from a pastoral home. Her daddy was a pastor. She went to private schools her whole life. And if this is how somebody who went to private schools their whole life and have a law degree act, imagine with the average black woman, because the average black woman don't have these credentials. So we let this woman in our company, she's going to be loud, she's going to be ghetto, and anything that doesn't go her way is what? Say it with me. Racist. So looking from another perspective of being another race, I know most people can't do that. Most people don't have that. They don't have that gift to be able to look at things from other people's standpoint. They only have the gift of looking at stuff through their lens. But as somebody from another group, the group of people who build, create organizations, corporations of the world, why would they hire you? Well, I'm not like her. How would they know? They don't know, because they looking at a black woman who is cream of the crop, allegedly, in Congress, law degree, went to private schools her whole life, and come from a Christian home. If she act like this, everybody know that her credentials is going to override the average black woman. So if she act like this, why would we want somebody like that in our company? And if they have a degree, okay, we'll let them in. But why would we give them any type of promotions? This is why they look over Ebony in corporate America and give those promotions to Karen, Maria, Ling Ling. Or in some situations now, they're giving it to Amina. The Middle Eastern woman has come here and got promotions faster than Ebony. And it's not because the company is racist. It's because these people understand business. These people understand how people are. They understand these people got all kind of psychologists and people in their company to understand the patterns of certain people, certain groups, certain everything. And Jasmine Crockett validated that the black woman is not black people, period. And then the thing is, what's also being understood is the black woman is the woman king of Black America. Black America is the only community where the woman is in the leader position, in the leadership position. Every other community is masculine dominant. The man runs the community. Do they have single parent households and all kind of stuff going on? Yes, but they majority of them are productive homes. If not productive homes, productive co-parenting, ain't no baby mama, baby daddy nonsense, and no masculinity is overpowering the femininity in all of these other races. All of these other races is patriarchal and not matriarchal. Black community is the only community that is matriarchal. So when you look at the black woman, you automatically understand why the black man is so weak. You understand why he can't keep his penis in his pants, and his penis will cost him his whole everything. Because a lot of these young black men, they are filled with feminine energy. And it does one of those, being filled with feminine energy and no masculine energy in a young man can do one or two things. One, make him a homosexual, or two, he'll be a man with so much feminine energy in him. He's heterosexual, but everything about him will be feminine. And when I say everything about him will be feminine, not the way his mind, not his mannerisms or nothing, but I'm saying the way he think, the way he impulsive, the way he's overly emotional, and also he's drawn to women because he's a woman, but he's in a heterosexual body. I know some people may not really understand that, but if you do, you do. And because he's filled with feminine gasoline, he's drawn to women, and he just have no control over his penis. This is why you'll see all of these black celebrities, whether it be the rappers, whether it be the athletes, they have baby mamas all over the world because they can't keep their penis in their pants. You don't see that with these white athletes, these white celebrities. They may have two baby mothers at most, and these were marriages that just end up being like Donald Trump, because they like to bring it up about Donald Trump. These were people he married, had children with, and the marriage didn't work. That's what happens in these white communities. That you'll see that, but just randomly, just putting it, being married, just randomly having. And I'm not saying that the white man is not doing that, but the white man is more structured with life in general because this is how he's raised. This is how his community. This is his culture, being more structured. So it happens, but I'm saying. It happens. And I always say that, I tell people that all the time, because when you deal with black people and you haven't trying to hold them accountable, or you're trying to speak any type of accountability to them, the first thing they'll do is they'll deflect to white people. But the problem with that is everything that's going on in the black community, yes, white people in certain, parts act the same way. But the thing is, their negativity does not override their positivity coming from their community. The problem with blacks is the negativity is overpowering the positivity. And then you'll say, we in the hood and this, that, and the third. If you go to the average white trailer park where people would consider to be, what people that stay there would be considered trailer park trash. They live bad. They have drug habits. It's just a horrible area to look at. They're not killing each other. Yes, they may be on drugs and strung out. Yes, they may have a few thieves here and there, but they're not killing each other at an alarming rate like you Negroes are doing in the inner city. But I'm not going to go too far and deep in that. I just wanted to speak on anytime you try to hold black people accountable, this is what they'll do. And this is why they haven't been helped. But let me get back on topic. Moving forward, if you are black and you don't have a degree, it's going to be rough for you, man. And you know what? I ain't going to lie. That may be a good thing. That may make y'all end up being like y'all was prior to the civil rights movement and want to do for self and come together and spend money with each other. Because we already know it's been a proven fact that black people have 1 trillion. It's crazy. It might sound crazy, but black people have 1 trillion spending power. In America, just in America. That's more money than the whole Mexico. Because we love to look good, smell good, look rich. We love all of these things. And all of these people are coming over, and the people that are here, the white, the Jews, the people that's coming over here, the Arabs, the Chinese, they are creating generational wealth of us and our lack of love for ourselves. So we project by buying, and it's not everybody. Some people just like nice things. So let me be clear on that. I'm one of those people. Some people just like nice stuff. But most people, they like nice stuff to project on other people. Hey, I'm doing better than you. Hey, I can do this and you can't. Hey, I'm in a Benz, you in a Toyota. This is the mindset of the black community, because again, we don't love ourselves enough. We're not treated with love in the home. And so our only way to feel like we're loved is to try to make it feel like we're better than other people. And just so happen it have to be each other, because we know we can't go compete with these other races. We so far behind until it's a shame. So we'll go around each other and flex on whatever if it's a degree, if it's because we done been out of country, if it's because we got designer items, foreign, we'll use these things to get validation and be condescending around our own, because again, we can't do this to no other races. They'll laugh at us. They are laughing at us because they're stacking generational wealth off our money. And that's why I always tell people, you could talk about white man and the blue man. Nobody's your problem, black man, black woman. You're your problem. You can't be mad because these people have capitalist mindsets and you have a communist mindset and they capitalizing off of it. You can't be mad at Johnny Dane because he telling all his family, come over here. We gonna get these Negroes money. And not only we gonna get their money, they gonna feel so comfortable and so grateful to have dealing with us. When they leave us, they gonna get on social media and let the whole world know, I just went to Johnny Dane and give us free advertising. And all we gotta do is just, when they around us, just try to act black and try to stroke their egos. And that's all we gotta do, because they're very emotional people. So if you get on their emotional side, they'll give you all their money. And the Arabs are following suit, or maybe the Chinese start following the Arabs. I think the Arabs been doing it longer. I don't know. But they come over here and they get rich off these Negroes. You see them at the press conference. Bro, talking. They got big old chains on, not them white boy. That's why I was telling you in one of my videos I created about a month ago about why athletes go broke. Really it's black athletes. White athletes don't go broke when they get out of the league, because they live the same way when they went in the league. And most of them come from money. See, white people and these other people, their mindset on money and black people mindset on money is completely black and white. It's not even in the same. These other races of people, money, they look at money as a tool. Okay, listen, we trying to get this money so we can live. Number one, we want to live a first class lifestyle. In other words, I want to be able to do what I want to do when I want to do it, how I want to do it. And that's what I want to do, number one. But I got to make sure this money is invested so somehow, some way, it could quadruple, double. And not only that, to have something, so I can have something for my offsprings and the offsprings after them. They understand the community. Now, I want y'all to hear this very well. They understand community generational wealth, not just generational wealth for their family and for the people with their last name. They understand community generational wealth, meaning for everybody, meaning they trying to create something for everybody who look like them. So when you say, oh, this is a white man's world, no, it's not. America, this is a strategic man world. Now, is the white man leading in that pack? Absolutely. Shout out to him. Salute to him. The Jews right behind him and everybody that come over here, they get in that race. The black man is in the race all by himself alone. And the only people he's competing with is his own people. Everybody else is focusing on community generational wealth. But again, let's go back to the topic. So I ran into this video that I'm about to play for you guys. And I'm going to add my commentary afterwards. And I'll end with a conclusion, but I'll say this before I get into the video. If you don't got a degree, it's about to get tough for you if you're a black man, especially, but even if you're a black woman. Because you know why? Not because of racism, because you're bad for business. Let's get into this.
Autistic boy with little to no verbal communications ability. On November 14th of last year, we received a telephone call from the Department of Children and Families hotline informing us that a witness observed a bus aide striking a child. Our detectives immediately took actions, went and obtained a subpoena, went to the school district, and were able to retrieve 30 days of video footage of activity on that school bus. Unfortunately, the system only captures 30 days. I'm confident that this abuse carried on well before the 30 days that we were able to capture. But during those 30 days, our bus aide, our suspect, struck this victim on at least 14 different occasions. At one time, you'll see during this video, struck our victim 14 different times. The bus aide is where she belongs, in jail. She's bonded out. The school district has suspended her with pay. She's been employed with the school district since 2013. Our bus driver also participated, and you can see in the video, mocking the child, exploiting and ridiculing his disability, and only fueled his fear after listening to him scream in pain by threatening him with further violence. At no point during any of these 14 incidences did she ever attempt to intervene or stop. Both of these females, both of our suspects, crossed the line of every ounce of human decency. They've both been placed under arrest. The bus aide was charged with 14 counts of child abuse, and the bus driver was also placed under arrest for failing to report child abuse. The bus driver is Tanya Rice Constant, age 62. She had been employed with the school district since 1997. At the beginning of this investigation, she retired from the school district. This child had no voice and was unable to take any action. And in this case, we became his voice and we took the appropriate action. What questions can I attempt to answer at this point?
Sure. This voice that has special needs sounds like a pretty severe extent. If you could explain and kind of contextualize this video, where do you draw the line between discipline and abuse?
It's simple. The school district has a clear policy. They can use restraint to help restrain and calm down a disruptive child, someone who has special needs. You can see this as well above the line. You can see and witness the fear. I can feel the fear by watching the video. You can see her continue to strike him. This bus aide terrorized this child, not just in this video, the one incident that we captured that we're showing today, but throughout all 14 incidences.
Did the parents at all report any of this? And obviously, signs, suspect anything at all?
They didn't during that time. Teachers at his school thought something was odd. They saw some bruising under his eye and in his ear. But more importantly, every day when it was time for the children to be released to go home and catch the school bus, they witnessed a complete change in his behavior. They reported it to the school district.
In one of the shots, it looks like the person was almost pulling on straps behind the kid. What's going on there?
Yeah, she was pulling on his restraint. He had a restraint system. She was pulling on his restraint. You can see her striking him. You can see her yelling at him, mocking him. You can see her pulling his hair. Again, this bus aide completely terrorized this child, and on multiple occasions. And the bus driver witnessed it, participated in the mocking and the ridiculing and threatening of future violence, and never once, having all these opportunities, intervened to stop.
What did women say to the deputy?
I'm sorry?
What, if anything, did the women say to the deputy?
Yeah, great question. The bus driver said it was just jokeful, playful behavior between her and the bus aide and the child. The bus aide absolutely refused to answer any type of questions. The parents said that the child's doing better. They can witness a complete improvement in the child's behavior since he's no longer around these two individuals.
Wow.
Yeah, they were mortified, like any of us as parents would be, mortified that knowing that their child, unlike a lot of our children, they're intelligent. They can verbalize what's happening, what happened to them, and this poor 10-year-old doesn't have that ability. So again, my heart goes out to he and his family.
I know they've been employed for a while. Was there any other history of issues with them?
Great question. Another good question. No, neither one of them have a criminal history. Neither one of them have an employment history where there were any other types of abuse reported to the school district or to DCF.
That's it. Is anybody going through any other videos or are you listening to any sort of concerns anybody might have
We absolutely are reviewing video. It's still an active case. Unfortunately, we're faced with the headwind that the video in school buses are only captured for 30 days.
Any indication that there were more children possibly impacted, or does it seem like they specifically targeted this one child?
Not that we're aware of. Again, that's part of this investigation still remaining active as detectives and supervisors combing through that video footage for that 30 days to make sure that there was no other victims.
I know you said that one of the aide, I believe, said this was, or either the driver or the aide said this was, playful behavior. You could hear the boy kind of wailing in the background. I mean, how do you react to that when that's their response?
Yeah, it's complete rubbish. The bus driver saying that this was jokeful, playful behavior. You can see the terror that this child sustained, not just during this incident, but all the videos that we have. There's no such thing.
When dealing with kids with special needs, the bus driver, was this kid like on a regular bus, or do they have any special training they go through when dealing with special needs kids?
Yeah, this is a special bus with a specially trained bus aide on it that does receive additional training to know how to deal with children who have special needs, which makes this even worse that she knew better. She was properly trained on how to react to different various forms of behavior. And again, this goes against any grain of human decency.
Since many of these cases may be nonverbal, is it possible that maybe there were other cases that just weren't somehow or another related to parents? And is this an opportunity for them to reflect on whether or not there were changes in the past in their children's behavior and to examine whether or not that might have been the case?
Absolutely, and that's why I felt it was important to have this press conference today, was to see if there's any other children. I mean, we're doing our part. We want parents to maybe pick up the phone and call, reach out to us if they believe that their child was abused, struck, mocked, ridiculed by one of these two women. We sure would love to find out.
Were there other kids on the bus while this is going on?
There are. Yeah, there was another special needs child who witnessed what was happening and was able to communicate.
Have you talked to that child's parents? Basically, has your kid said anything? I don't know if it's the same situation with limited, words. But.
Yeah, they have. Detectives have reached out to other parents and had additional communication with children and parents alike. Yeah, that's part of this case. Again, that's why this continues to remain active. I certainly hope and pray that there's no other victims. I don't know why they targeted this child to terrorize, but I'll only feel more comfortable and be able to put my head on the pillow at night knowing that we've exhausted every lead or every means to make sure that they didn't do this to any other child. Thank you, everyone. Have a great, safe weekend.
Now, this is the actual situation. This is a brief video of the actual situation he was speaking about. And after that, it's going to be more situations that play. Let's continue. This is a completely different situation.
Pleading guilty to third-degree assault of an at-risk child and child abuse. This is Kiara Jones. She is a former aide at Littleton Public Schools. The 18th Judicial District Attorney's Office says in 2024, the parent of a nonverbal autistic boy said that her son came home with bruises on his foot. The DA's office says after reviewing surveillance video from the bus, the school district found that the boy was physically assaulted by Jones. They say there were 3 victims total. Today, Jones pleaded guilty. 10 of those charges are felonies.
Do have some breaking news just minutes ago. A former bus aide in Littleton pleaded guilty to 12 of the 13 counts against her. Kiara Jones was caught on camera abusing children during bus rides. We do want to warn you, the video in this story is tough to watch. Jones was seen on video repeatedly striking children who were nonverbal. The mother of one of the children called the school district when she noticed bruising on her 10-year-old son's foot. Jones is set to be sentenced on these charges in March. Our team is in the courtroom right now. We'll have more information on the plea deal later today on 9 News.
The 10-year-old.
Now, of course, you heard of those situations. As a matter of fact, I did a video about a year ago where they actually had this. I just can't even believe some of the stuff I see. And again, social media is one of the black people downfall. They just don't know when to put the damn camera down. I mean, they social media have messed up the mind of black people so much that you can't even be in Mac, bro. And you might think I'm like, you can't go nowhere, bro. And they ain't got the phone out. Nobody else got the phone out. Everybody else being normal or, whatever. And they got their phone out. I mean, for me, it's so lame. It's times where you go on my social media, you'll see I'll take pictures in the house. Cause when I go outside, I'm not worried about taking no phone out. I mean, I'm enjoying my company, whoever I'm with. I'm enjoying whatever I'm doing so much. I don't got time to be kind. I mean, you can't even go in the airport. You go in the airport and you got to go through all of this nonsense that you got to do dealing with that, TSA, all this here. And yet they stumbling all over you with a phone out. They want everybody to know, look where I'm at. And that's something I'm going to speak about, man. Make sure you love your children, bro. Make sure you show your children so much love that they don't be out here looking for validation. Because most of these people come from broken homes. They didn't really have a lot of love in the home. So social media gave them a way to feel validated and feel love attached to likes. But I digress. You had a woman who recorded herself twerking and dancing on elderly, mentally challenged people about a year ago, and so bold, she posted it. She posted this on her social media and doubled down saying, hey, instead of saying, you know what, I shouldn't have posted that. When she got the backlash, I shouldn't have posted that. It was in bad taste. I just shouldn't have did that. And if those people, I don't know, they was white people, so I don't know how they operate, but if that was my people, I would have sued whatever company she worked for. Matter of fact, it was actually her mom's company. I'd have sued that company. You mean to tell me you got not only do you have my family member, my loved one on social media that I didn't, or they okayed, but you dancing on them in a sexually provocative way. I'm talking about in the shower while the man in the shower and she got a crouch. I'm talking about just disrespectful. And I made a video about it. You'll have to go look for it on my channel. I don't know exactly what it's filed under, but it's on my channel. It may have her face at the thumbnail. Right? Now you see this on the screen. Nursing home employees arrested I mean, I mean, it's just me reading this. You know, sometimes you hear things and, you know, I reviewed it before I recorded, but just think about this for a minute. As I'm reading it, it just doesn't even seem real. Nursing home employees arrested after organizing a dementia fight club involving elderly patients. So what they were doing, these were some women at a nursing home with elderly people who have dementia. Dementia is a terminal illness, which means eventually you're gonna expire, and they are exploiting these people. And I'm sure they had video of it, unless somebody told, but I'm sure they were recording it. And they had a fight club. You know what Fight Club is? They fight each other and stuff like that. And they had these people fight each other. Let's go to the next one. 4 daycare workers at Apple Tree Learning Center in Georgia sentenced for abusing kids as young as 6 months old. Another 4 black women. Let's not stop there. Another situation where an autistic child, nonverbal autistic child, allegedly locked in closet at New Orleans school, according to police. So let's go to a few more of these videos. I got a few more I want to hear. I want to show y'all this.
Nicer to passengers.
I want to show y'all why, because y'all seem not to get it. Oh, we're oppressed. The white man who again runs the world, or I'm not going to say runs the world, runs America, not because of no reason, not because his race, not because his skin color, because his culture says build, create. As I brought all that, as I spoke on all that before, as for mentioned, they are playing a different game than us. They're playing a community generational game. So that means that they create, they build, so people who not only have their last name but look like them can have an opportunity. They go in the comment sections when you guys were talking about Charlie Kirk. They go in the comment sections when you guys are talking about Donald Trump. When you guys, I seen Eric Benet, he made a video yesterday saying he want Donald Trump to have a heart attack. And the people who run the world look in those comment sections and they see how you people think. I seen another video the other day where they had two white female security officers, correctional officers in the penal institute, and they were stomped almost to death by a black inmate. And if you go look in the comments on both of those videos, just the hate, the evil of black people, the way they have toward everybody, they don't have it just to white people. They have it toward each other. That's why in anywhere where you is a whole bunch of them, man, it's gonna be some type of violence or death. I'm telling you, man, black people have to do a cultural suicide, a cultural reset now. Not tomorrow, not 10, now. Because it has got out of hand, completely out of hand. And so going back to what I'm saying, not only as all of the things that I just showed you guys, not only are those all of the reason why it's harder for a black person to get a job, or it's really about to be hard, almost impossible, unless they got a degree. Because y'all bad for business. But not only is y'all bad for business, people are looking at, it's people who run the world and they're looking. They're doing research. They're doing studies of how y'all think. And they doing that, but what they see on social media. Videos like the one I'm about to play y'all. In the comment sections of things that's happening to white people and how y'all really feel about them. And they're not just so much as worried about how you feel about them. They looking at you and saying, if this is how these people feel, this is in their heart, why would we want these people working for us? So now here you are trying to go get a job, and you are one of the good black people, the civilized black people. They did their studies on the majority of black people, and that fall on you. So they may give you an interview, but they gonna hire Karen, Maria, Ling Ling, or Mina before they hire you. So let's go to this new video. It's another video because I'm climaxing something here. I'm climaxing something here, right? And I'm gonna end with a conclusion in an op-ed I wrote. But I want to finish. I'm gonna let this video play. So let's continue.
Police say that's the last thing a 74-year-old man told the woman who pushed him off a bus.
This is Serge Fournier, and this is his wife. Mr. Fournier here passed away because of this incident. His wife is disabled, no longer has her husband to help take care of her, to love her, and to do all those nice things that husbands do for their wives. All because of hate. Because of what? This is a piece of shit who pushed this elderly man off of the bus. Her name is Kenesha Bishop. This is what happened. Mr. Fournier was riding the bus when he noticed that Bishop was cussing out the people that were on the bus. And he went up to her and said, "Hey, you gotta be a little bit nicer to people." And I guess she didn't like that and decided to push him off the bus. All this man tried to do was lead with love and tell her, "Hey, you gotta just be nice. Just be nice to people." And he got his life taken because of that. I don't understand people these days. So much hate and anger in your heart for what? Anyway, Bishop did get arrested, thank God. But guys, we need to spread love. We need to lead with love. Keep leading with love. Love triumphs over everything. I don't care, and I will keep preaching it. If you agree with me, follow me, and maybe we can spread some love together.
Now the thing about this young woman is, again, she's a young black woman. She got a little dreadlocks, a twist in her hair, and again, she seems to be like a sweet woman. She's calling this out, which is bigger than most black people, because most black people wouldn't even call this out. They'll sit back or they'll come in the comments and say, they bold now, F that white man, and bring up something that happened hundreds of years, and they'll justify it. But the fact that this woman took the initiative to speak and come out, because this is what we need. We have to have people to come out and speak against these type of activities. Not about cooning, not about none of that. Because that's like when people do that's childish. You're cooning, you're trying to bootlick the white man. No, we have to come out and address this nonsense and call it out. Because if you not this type of person and you see these type of things happening, you don't agree with it, but you're scared to come out and say something because you're going to get name called a coon or a bootlicker, then you're part of the problem too. And you and your child may have to deal with the consequences of not getting a job, of not getting a promotion, of not being able to do certain things in the world that just so happen, again, y'all don't create nothing, y'all don't build nothing, y'all don't invent nothing. So the people who are doing that, we need them to employ us if we're not creating our own businesses, which most of us are not. So if you not saying nothing about it, you just as worse to the people who doing it. But let's continue with this video.
Hey, say you're a bitch. Say Kevin a bitch. Kevin a bitch, bro. Smack his ass. Smack his ass. Smack his ass with the goods right now. Smack his ass with the goods. You try something, we gonna switch on that right. Oh, you good, bro. Smack his ass with the pipe. Watch out. I might hit the blood yourself.
Oh my God, you've been waiting for you. Say baby boy on the table. Say baby boy. Baby boy.
Say him a bitch all the time. Say him a bitch all the time.
This is unbelievable. And then you even have a little girl in the background. But let's continue. Now you can see this is a little girl that is paralyzed. She needs to be put on a fire. And listen, man, I'm going to tell you, man, I don't have children. I'm going to tell you this here, man. God forbid I have a child that they be handicapped. But I'm going to say this. If that was my child, that would be the day, the last day, that I would be on the streets. That would be the last day that I would see freedom. These children went in the bathroom, beat my daughter up, recorded it, and laughed at it. But again, I'm going to bring this video to a close. I said everything that I wanted to say. And what I want to tell you is, not only are black people bad for business, for the most part, most of them, meaning majority, meaning I don't have an opportunity to, oh, okay, yeah. Listen, I deal with black people on a case-by-case basis. They do not get an automatic opportunity with me because they're black. And I'm going to tell you this here, black man. I'm going to tell you this here, black woman. The best thing that you can do, and so black people do this cultural reset that has to happen. Until then, the best thing you can do as a black man or a black woman is stay away from black people and keep your children away from other black children. Now you can listen to me. Oh man, you just listen. I'm telling you, I'm giving you some advice. You don't have to take it. Do what you want. But I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to end with this video with an op-ed I wrote about a 13-year-old boy in my hometown being shot execution style. And nobody have found his killer yet. Outside of the person who took his life, you mean to tell me somebody don't know who did it? But the culture that we have, you don't snitch. Right? But I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this again before I read that op-ed. The best thing you can do, black people, definitely if you're not black, but the best thing you can do as a black person is to get yourself far away from other black people and keep your children far away from other black children, because they're going to beat your child. They're going to bully your child to depression. They're going to jump your child. And in certain situations where it happens so much every day, they'll kill your child. The best thing you can do for you and your family is keep you and your family safe away from other black people. And I'll end with this. This is an op-ed I wrote concerning the situation that happened in my hometown where young black men were shot execution style. I think about a week ago, and his killer has not been brought to justice. And I'm from a small town too, just for the record. So somebody knows something, but I digress. I wrote this op-ed in response to that situation. So let's get into it. It's very sad and unfortunate what happened to this young man. But what's even sadder is it's going to continue to happen until Black America does a spiritual and cultural suicide / reset and starts completely over. 70 years ago, we had no black on black crime, very little incarceration, and almost no out of wedlock births. Almost no divorce would happen. Well, a lot has happened. But the two main things that have caused this are the lack of fathers in the home and the music we listen to. Music has always been a lot to black people, and it's very powerful, and it has shaped our communities. Look at our women, the most unmarried. And that's not just because they're any less beautiful or smarter than any other women. It's the messaging in our raps, our music, and even now the R&B. F a man, get money, and mess with them all. Our young black men have no 24-hour fathers. So they're being raised by mama. And she's in most cases always frustrated because she's overworked and handling everything on her own. So that impulsive, overly emotional spirit is passed down to the children, and that spirit can be very dangerous in a young man who has anger inside that he can't explain because his dad is not around 24 hours. Then he walks around all day listening to another black man who raps about and glorifies drug dealing and killing other black men, which is insane that that's even allowed. If there was a genre of music that talked about killing animals, PETA would protest and get it taken off the airways immediately. If you don't know what PETA is, PETA is a group who advocates against the killing of animals, the mistreatment of animals. At one particular time, they were even trying to get things like mink coats and anything that, because mink coats, not just mink coats, but like stuff like those rugs that people buy, that animals, stuff like that. And let me see. People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals. That's what it stands for. People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals. But they don't play. If you had a genre of music where you talked about killing and drugging animals, it would be took off immediately. But yet, we actually have a genre of music who glorify and promote everything that is single-handedly destroying the black community, whether it be baby mama culture, alpha man culture, killing each other, drug use, everything that's hurting us. It promotes it, and it's legal, and everybody want to do it because, again, it's all about the money. And again, in our community, money is over everything. Money is over God, everything. But let me finish this op-ed. I said all that to say it's not going to stop until we as a community get serious and have some real tough, uncomfortable conversations, which will lead to real action. Not blaming the white man. It's out of his hand at this point. Until then, make sure your children have life insurance. I don't see it getting better anytime soon. It is what it is. And that's not me being pessimistic. And that's not me being pessimistic. That's just me looking from a realistic standpoint. God can do it though, man. And that's the end of that. And because I just think we too far gone, man. But again, I got faith in God. But the problem with that is most of us as black people don't believe in God. Oh no, let me take that back. We believe in God, just like the devils in hell believe in God, but we don't worship God. God is very jealous. He want to be number one in all of our lives. And I thank y'all for taking time to listen to me as I made this video on Valentine's Day, man. But just some things for y'all to think about. Your boy Vernon Guillen speaks, and I'm checking out.